The most effective people at work aren't working harder than everyone else. They're working smarter inside better systems. Superhuman Go, from the makers of Grammarly, is the AI chat that works inside every tool you already use. Always ready and already aware of what you're working on. It's a teammate whose only job is to help you be better at yours. With Go working with you, you can show off what you do best. See what Superhuman Go can do at superhuman.com. That's superhuman.com.
Welcome to CJ Moneyway Media, a storytelling platform built brick by brick, where conversations become lessons and experiences become perspective. This is the mindset of a panther, moving with patience, discipline, and purpose. From podcasts to books to media storytelling, CJ Moneyway brings voices, journeys, and real conversations to the forefront. You're now listening to the CJ Moneyway Show.
What's up, my good people? Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show. Today, I have my man, John Goldman, on the show with me today. How you doing today, John?
I'm doing great, CJ. Good to be here, man.
Thanks a lot, man. Welcome to the show. Hey, John, man, let me ask you, man, origin and philosophy. Most people chase trends. You chase precision. What was your personal turning point that led you to build Rebel Health?
Rebel Health. What was
Rebel
it,
Health.
man? I woke up one day, I was like 45, and I was feeling, I don't know, what's the rating on this show, CJ? Is it PG-13, R-rated? What is it?
Hey, go ahead, man.
I was feeling like total shit. And I, was like, man, if I wake up every day feeling this way for the rest of my life, like, what is going on? That's just no way to live. And I figured it wasn't going to get any better if I didn't do anything different. I had spent my life as an athlete. I played multiple sports in high school. As an adult, I became a Muay Thai kickboxer. I won some championships doing that as an amateur. I did CrossFit. I was a power lifter, a bodybuilder. But I was still at 46. I was like fat. I didn't feel good. I was not sleeping well. And I realized, man, like things have got to change. And I asked a friend of mine who was in the health business. And I said, dude, guys my age, when they say that they feel better than ever, they are full of it, right? They're completely lying. And he said, no, as a matter of fact, not only do people feel better than ever, they're feeling better every day. And I was like, okay, well, that is not me. And, I had business, wife, kids, family, community, but I didn't have my health. And I got a bunch of tests done, and it turns out that I was like pre-diabetic. I had a bunch of fat wrapped around my organs, inside my liver, fatty liver disease. Cholesterol was all screwed up. I was way heavier than I thought I was. I was inflamed. My inflammation scores through the roof. And it just really was basically like on my way to being full-blown diabetic and sleeping like crap and probably an early miserable death, which did not align with my personal vision for myself, which was to be a badass grandpa, like leading my kids and my grandkids, doing stuff when I got older, having great vacations, being the leader in the family, being high energy, never being the guy that's just like sitting around in my chair waiting to die like Uncle Joe back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I had to make changes. And it was from there I decided to start making the changes, man. And from that's where Rebel Health came from.
Man, that's cool, man. I tell you one thing, John, man, that I heard you say. You said you was a bodybuilder, so I know CJ Moneyway is not going to be testing your strength, man. I don't care how much you say you was out of weight. I'm not messing with no bodybuilders, man. So, John, man, let me ask you, man.
Yeah.
On top of what you were just saying, when doctors told you were fine, you didn't feel fine, as you were saying.
No.
How did that gap between feeling and functioning shape your mission?
I mean, that's like the real heart of it all, isn't it, CJ? You go to your doctor, you see them once a year for 7 minutes. They take a handful of tests and they're like, it's fine. You're fine. Who wants to be fine? I mean, first of all, fine is a lie. We call it the lie of fine. Second of all, fine is for just like, I don't know, not me. It's for what? People that are just an accept whatever in life. They're not going for the best. Don't accept fine anywhere. Why would I accept fine with my health? Like, what does fine mean? Fine means that you're going to get sick and die early. Like so many people in America with the diabetes and obesity and all kinds of chronic disease and high blood pressure and high cholesterol and heart attacks and cancer and all kinds of stuff, that's fine. I want to be great. I want to be A plus. I want to be 99th percentile. I want to be the best dad, the best husband, the best business partner, best leader in the community. And you can't do any of that if you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
And so that gap between the reality, the lie of fine, and what it means to be high performance, what it means to be at the top of the class. You know, imagine you're just like, you're trying to like play baseball or basketball or whatever. I see Magic over your shoulder there.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody told Magic, they're like, yo, you're fine at basketball. Like, it's fine. He's not settling for fine, right?
Yeah.
Of course not. He wants to be the best. Who doesn't want to have their health be the best? And I think what happens is that you expect the doctor to be able to help you. And when you go to the doctor and they don't help you, then you think there's really not much that you can do. But the truth is that there's a whole entirely different way of looking at your health and your performance and your well-being that traditional healthcare just isn't designed to do. They're just designed to tell you you're fine, pat you on your head, and yell out for the next patient.
You saying I got some real stuff going on. I just don't want to be fine. You just telling me something, man. I want to be great because you telling me I'm fine, but I'm not feeling fine though. You know what I'm saying? I know the issues that I got going on and I need you to diagnose this thing, man, but you ain't helping me out. Hey, on top of that, John, man, let me ask you this, man. Performance medicine. You talking to the athletes and things of that nature. What's the difference between reactive healthcare and performance medicine?
That's a great question. So reactive healthcare is you feel like crap for a year. You finally drag your ass into the doctor's office after putting it off and scheduling and rescheduling. You finally get there and the doctor is like, yeah, man, you're sick. Like you got this disease or you got this issue. And now we're going to treat it with a pill. Now we're going to treat it with something to solve the symptoms rather than actually cure you of the problem that started you feeling like crap in the first place. Performance healthcare is where you're using a medical team in order to have your body perform at its highest level. So you're being proactive, you're being thoughtful, you're thinking out into the future, you're preventing any disease from happening before it happens. And if you have disease currently, we are curing you of that. We're not just giving you a pill. Like, for example, if you've got diabetes, our goal in our practice isn't to say, oh, we've got your insulin injections perfect. No. Our goal is we have changed your life such that you no longer have diabetes. And then once you get that base taken care of, and we treat people with diabetes, but we also treat like Olympic athletes, literally Olympic athletes are in our program and everywhere in between. We're going to get that baseline taken care of, and then we're going to figure out how to make you healthier. This is the big difference between what we do and what the traditional system is. We are going to generate health in you. Your doctor is not the one that you would think that is going to help you get healthier. They're just going to treat you for disease. We're going to make you healthier. We're going to make you stronger, faster, leaner, actually literally smarter, improve cognitive ability, better emotional resilience, better stress management, better sleep, all the right supplements, if any, hormone optimization, ideal body composition, and you're going to look and feel your best in addition to being the healthiest you've ever been on a scale that stretches out into the future, not just for 6 months, not just let me get ready for the pool party season or whatever, but like, how am I going to be a badass grandpa? How am I going to make sure that I get to enjoy my retirement and be a leader? How do I make sure that I use this example, CJ, maybe this relates. Did everybody have like an Uncle Joe back in the 80s that was just sitting around in a chair waiting to die? I know I did. And I've mentioned it to people before. You're laughing because you do. You do know I had an uncle back in the day that just wasn't doing nothing. He was like 66 and he was an old ass man when you thought about it back then, right?
Yeah.
I am never going to be Uncle Joe. Never going to be Uncle Joe.
So let me ask you, John, man, before I get any farther, man, because, you know, as you were saying, there's a lot of people out here with a lot of sickness and illnesses. And, you know, you were saying that you help people with diabetes become stronger, lean, and things of that nature. Before I get any farther, man, where can we find you at? Where can we find this, your company? Do you do it online? How does this work?
Yeah. So the company is called Rebel Health Alliance, and you can find us online at rebelhealthalliance.io. Or if you're on Twitter, you can find me at John Goldman. It's just simple as that, at John Goldman. And we are a national company. We're operating in all 50 states. We do it all virtually, so you don't even have to leave your house. You do have to get some blood work done and just like normal stuff, but all of your doctor's visits are handled virtually. In fact, we do video, but we also do text messaging and group chats. Everyone on the program gets a strength and conditioning coach, a movement coordinator, someone that's going to help you move better because movement is an essential part of what we're doing. Everyone gets a dietitian to help you figure out what to eat and when to eat and why. Everyone gets a genetic counselor to review your DNA and get your epigenetics dialed in, which is the way your DNA interacts with the environment and like produces your epigenetic outcomes. We're going to get that optimized. And then you get a physician and you're going to be able to talk to your physician whenever you want. We have people text their doctor like almost every day. And our motto internally is the more they, as in our patients and our customers, the more they talk to us, the better they feel. And so our goal is to engage with them as often, as frequently as possible. So you get unlimited access to dietitian, strength conditioning coach, endurance coach, physical therapist, clinical specialist, medical doctor, genetic counselor. And all of these people are on your team and they all coordinate and they all come up with a plan for you. And then we coach you through that plan every single step of the way. Like I said, we have people with diabetes, but we actually literally have Olympic silver medalists in our program. And they're using us because they want to get gold. Morgan Pearson, he got 2 silver medals in the last Olympics. And his goal is to get a gold medal in LA in 2028. And so he's in our program. He's one of our top spokesmen because we can solve your diabetes or your hypertension or whatever cholesterol issues you've got, prevent your heart attack. But once you get that taken care of, we can take you all the way through to the top. And in fact, we're trying to take somebody from silver to gold.
It's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. Hey, so thanks for that info, man, because, this is very valuable, man. It sounds pretty promising, and I want people to actually get that, man. Ed John Goldman, he said he ain't hard to find, you all. So on top of the performance medicine, man, let me ask you this, John. Why do high achievers struggle to stay healthy even when they check all the boxes?
Man, that's such a great question, man. You did your research, obviously, CJ. What happens is I think men and women come at this from a different perspective, but it's the same result. First of all, men, when you're out there, and I know women have careers too, but a lot of times it's the men's mentality, which is I'm working, I'm providing, I'm building my business, I'm building my career, I'm doing the things I got to do. And like health becomes the last thing on the list. And from a women's perspective, and I know that there are a lot of high-powered career women, but I see this a lot in talking to them. They're taking care of everybody. They're taking care of their husband. They're taking care of their kids, and they always end up putting themselves last. I hear that all the time talking to women. I always put myself last. And so whether you're a man or a woman, you're coming at it. A lot of times what's happening is you're just not putting yourself first, even though you may be killing at work, even though you may be the best mom or dad ever, you're still putting yourself last. But the irony, the sad part is that when you put yourself last, you're actually not being your best self. And so like the mental reframe I want people to have here is that it is not selfish to put yourself first when it comes to taking care of your health and well-being. The better your health is, the more energy you have, the less downtime you have, the more power you can like exert on the universe because you are completely dialed in and tuned in, the stronger the father you can be, the stronger the mother that you can be, the better partner at work you can be. In order to be your best self, you have to put yourself first, but this is an act of service. It's an act of service to others for you to be as healthy and as strong as possible so that you can serve them to the best of your capabilities. I think everybody feels though that they don't want to be a burden ever, right? So imagine what the difference between a 65-year-old man who didn't take care of himself and he ends up with diabetes and gets an early heart attack and whatever. And think about the burden that places on the family then versus a 65-year-old man that has spent 20 years preventing chronic disease, staying in shape, being strong and lean, having no diseases and no heart attack. Who is more capable of service to their family at 65 at that point? And the answer is clear. So you got to put the time and energy in early as you can. Yesterday was the best day. Today is the next best day. to really get yourself in a position where you can be the best servant. And I use that word even as a leader to the people that you care about and that's who you love. Taking care of yourself is an act of love for the people around you.
I like that. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. Hey, so let me ask you this, John, man. Let's move on to the Project Unreasonable.
Project Unreasonable. Let's go. Yeah.
What led you to publicly pursue a Boston Marathon qualifier while running a company and having a family life?
Man, so Project Unreasonable is the answer to this question. What happens if I go all in on something? I am kind of an all-in kind of guy. When I was a kid, I dabbled in DJing, and before you know it, I was a professional DJ traveling the country back in the 90s playing house and techno. When I was in my mid-30s, I decided I wanted to try Muay Thai as a way to stay in shape. And 2 years later, I'm on the fight team. And a year later, I'm winning national championships. I wanted to start this company. Started off as just an idea. And before you know it, we're like a national healthcare company doing things, that nobody else is doing. So when I decided that I wanted to conquer running, I've done powerlifting. I've done bodybuilding. I've deadlifted 500 pounds, squatted 400 pounds. I did the fighting. I've even done a ton of yoga. So I've done the softer side of things, but I had never been really good at running. And I decided in 2024, I wanted to start running. I wanted to kick its ass because it had always kicked my ass. There was no question about that. I hated it because I was bad at it. So I started running, and like a lot of people do, you pick a goal, and I picked a marathon. I ran a marathon in October of 2025, the Marine Corps Marathon. And I did, I finished the marathon, which most people haven't done, but I didn't do a really good job, right? And afterwards, I was like, man, I have this amazing healthcare company, Performance Healthcare, that serves Olympians. Why don't I use it and go all in and train like a professional athlete and get the best team around me and see how far I can go in 1 year, from 5-hour marathon to a 3-hour and 15-minute marathon in 1 year. And so my coach said, look, this is not an impossible goal. It's just unreasonable. It's unreasonable expectation. So that's where the name came from, Project Unreasonable. And the beauty of it is, for better or worse, I live a lot of my life on social media, and I am able to use social media as a accountability tool for myself. So I have over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and they've been with me for a long time. I'm like, look, guys, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to qualify for Boston in a year. And everyone's like, oh my God, you're insane. You're disrespecting the race. You're trying to compact 10 years worth of running into 1 year. And I'm like, yeah, well, I said it out loud now. Now I got to do it. And I was back in November. I'm running almost 40 miles this week, cross training another 4 or 5 hours a week, plus strength training, plus on a pretty strict diet. I've lost all kinds of extra weight, and I wasn't fat. I just need to get even skinnier and skinnier. And I'm doing it. I'm going to get up to 70 miles a week running, 7-8 hours of cross training a week. And I'm going to lose another 20, 25 pounds. I'm going to be skinny runner man at that point, which was something my wife isn't super happy about, but I'm doing it, baby. Because, I've been a bodybuilder. I've been 6'4", 255 and 12% body fat, yoked, right? And that's what she likes. And now I'm turning into endurance runner guy, which is not the same thing by any means. The funny thing is she's like, dude, you can do this, but just promise me one thing. I'm like, what is it, baby? Anything. And she said, just don't turn into a skinny runner guy. And I was like, oh. That's actually step number one in the process here, but it's only temporary. And I'm documenting the whole thing publicly. It's generated a lot of interest. It's actually been so rewarding to see it spin up other people's own Project Unreasonables, where they've were waiting and needed some motivation to pick a goal that they've been wanting to achieve for themselves, and for them to go all in on things too. And so it's really cool on the hashtag on Twitter, Project Unreasonable. It's not just me. There's all these other people documenting their own Project Unreasonable journeys as well. And I think it's just something very innate in us as humans, challenges and goals. Why'd you climb that mountain? I don't know. It was there, right? Why'd you cross that ocean? Well, I don't know. What was on the other side? Why are you trying to run a marathon this fast? And I don't know, do hard things, right? I want to do it so I can prove to myself that I was capable and powerful enough to.
The people who seem to get more done than everyone else, they're not working longer hours or running on more caffeine. They've just stopped wasting time on the stuff that doesn't move work forward. Switching apps, re-explaining context, hunting for files. Those aren't small inefficiencies. They're hours wasted every week. Superhuman Go gives you those hours back. From the makers of Grammarly, Go is an AI chat that sits inside every tab and tool you already use, always available and ready to help you with what you're working on. Ask it to draft something, summarize a long thread, pull up a file, or prep you for a meeting. Go handles it without you ever leaving the page you're on. This is what it looks like when AI actually fits into your work instead of adding to it. It's like having a teammate whose only job is to help you be better at yours. Go keeps up so you can move forward. With Go working with you, you can show off what you do best. See what Superhuman Go can do at superhuman.com. That's superhuman.com.
To exert my will on the universe.
I like that, man. All in.
This episode is brought to you by CJ Moneyway Media, where podcast ideas become platforms. Through the Moneyway Lab Masterclass, CJ shares real lessons from the lab for creators building their voices brick by brick. From powerful guest conversations to storytelling that inspires growth. CJ Moneyway Media is about one thing, building legacy through stories. Learn more at cjmoneyway.com.
Music style.
So let me ask you this, John, man, with that, and like you say, with your wife telling she encouraging, but then want you to lose your incredible Hulk figure, man.
Yeah.
How do you structure training when life and leadership doesn't pause?
Yeah. So that's another terrific question, CJ. I was having this conversation with my team just yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I had missed a couple of strength workouts, and my coach was like, "Hey, what's up with this? Do the workouts suck or what's going on?" I'm like, No, the workouts are great. I just have a priority list, and the priority list is family, work, running, cross training, strength. And when life gets crazy and work's been crazy, we just had an offsite retreat with everybody in the company. We're in growth mode, so everybody's really grinding super hard. I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning anyway. Like, I'm doing it. And one thing at the end, the strength training fell off the last couple of weeks. And so I just prioritize the most important things first, which is pick up my daughter from school and take her to her volleyball and be there for my two older kids. And then work, make sure I'm there for everything for work, and then run, make sure I run, and then cross train and strength. So strength and cross train are the two that kind of get sacrificed sometimes when life gets too stressful. But it'll never get in the way of family and then work. And so you just have to have like a hierarchy of the things that are important to you. Do your absolute best to make sure that you've got time for everything. But when push comes to shove, just make sure you're sort of moving up from the bottom on the priorities and preserving the core priorities as best as possible. And of course, man, this is like, I'm not going out drinking. I'm not spending time like partying. Like, I'm in bed at 9 o'clock. I was in bed at like 8:45 last night. And you make sacrifices there too, right? Like, wife and I used to go out to dinner like once or twice a week. And, we haven't been doing that as much lately. And there's just seasons in life. And this is my season to really prove to myself and now to 100,000 people on social media also that I can set a crazy ass goal like this, get the proper structure with my Rebel Health team. I've got my doctor, my strength coach, my endurance coach, and my physical therapist, and my dietitian, and everybody's working together to craft like the most scientifically rigorous precision plan for me to achieve my goal. And then just to go out there and crush it. And that's where we are, man. But the balance between work and life and running and everything else is definitely delicate. But, you got to put your family and your business first for sure.
Always, always. Don't forget, man, I know you already know, Valentine's Day coming up. One of those things that's probably been pushed aside.
Oh, man. My wife's birthday is the day after Valentine's Day every year. So believe me, man, I never forget. It's all coming. It's stacked right up on top of each other. Man, I feel like Christmas was just a minute ago, too. So I never forget.
Oh, man. And so, John, man, let me ask you this, man. Let's move on to mindset over motivation. Once motivation fades, what keeps high performers going?
Yeah. These are some of the best questions I've got, CJ. The mindset, motivation, systems versus goals. I think it is important to have goals, But more importantly than having a goal is having a system.
Mm-hmm.
And then your mindset becomes, I adhere to this system. This is what I do. So for me, it is 5 days a week of running, 4 days a week of cross training, 2 days of lifting, and a day of rest. And that's the system. That's the mindset. My mind says I wake up every day. I do what's on the list. I do what's in the system. If all I did was just sit around and dream about a goal or wait for motivation to inspire me to do something, I would never grind through the 80% of it that's a slog, right?
Yeah.
And so you got to not rely on motivation or inspiration. Like writers, you can't just sit around and wait to be inspired to write. You have to wake up and write. If you're not writing every day, you're not a writer, right? If you're not producing podcasts every week, you're not a podcaster. You have to have a system. You got systems, right? You got bookers, you got people working with you, you got people editing, you got people posting. Like you built a system and you just put energy into that system and then you get the outcome that you want. And that's the mindset. That's the difference between motivation and mindset. The difference between goals and systems is I do the thing that is in front of me and I build a system that puts something in front of me every single day. And gosh, do I have runs that suck? Yeah. Do I wake up some mornings and just be like, yo, F this. I don't want to do this. It's like in DC, dude, it's been like the coldest 2 weeks in like 50 years. And so it's like, I've been running in like 0 degree weather. My mustache has got like icicles on it. Like I'm some sort of like dude in the movies in the Arctic, with like a dog, with like the dog sled or whatever. Like that's been me, like actual icicles on the mustache. I've been doing it though. And I'll tell you, once you realize that everything in life that you want to achieve comes from stacking every day. You got to stack it every single day. 1% better every day. A little bit better, just a little bit more. Stack another run, stack another podcast, stack another piece of writing, stack another sale, at work. Like you just got to do each little bit and add to that pile. And before you know it, that pile is going to be awfully damn big.
I like that, man. So let me ask you this, John, man, real quick. When you out there doing your runs and looking like Frosty the Snowman, are you out there by yourself or do you have somebody that's out there with you that's pushing you, or is this just straight individual thing?
I generally run most times by myself. Most times before the sun comes up. Most of the time it's me, 5:30 in the morning, dark streets, empty streets, out there running, like doing your road work when you're a boxer, right? Think about like Mayweather or something. Yeah. Out there early in the morning, get your road work in every day. Now, of course, he's got people running with him. Yeah. But I will say that during the summers when my daughter is back, she runs as well. And we try to do our Sunday long runs together. And that's just like one of the most special things in my life is like being able to spend 2 hours with my daughter running through the city. She's just yapping away. I got her full attention, blah, 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 the whole time. And being able to combine my love of running, taking care of myself, being with my daughter while she's also taking care of herself is really just one of the best things going on in my life. And I want to use this as just a way to remind people that like, if you want to have a healthy family and everybody to be fit, like shaping your family around that is really important. And it starts usually with the parents, right? And if you just make your family like a fitness family and you incorporate like being active into your family activities, you're going to pass an inheritance on to your children that's worth more than any money that you might give them one day. And that's the blessing of like taking care of your body and being healthy and being strong. And that passes down. I mean, not only is when you give birth, when you actually conceive a child, your health at the time has an impact on the health of the baby. And not only on the health of that baby, but on the health of your grandchildren. So, passing along a healthy life and lifestyle starts even before the children are conceived. It continues into their childhood when like, what do we do for fun? Oh, we go in the basement and you watch daddy lift weights, or we take family walks, or our vacations are we go hiking in the Appalachian Mountains, instead of like going and just sitting around and doing nothing somewhere. And so being the leader of your family, setting yourself up to have a fit family and making your recreation something that is also get you healthy and spends time with your children is really sort of like the trifecta. And I'm lucky that all three of my children are athletes. My son's a college baseball pitcher. My daughter rode in college, and my youngest daughter plays volleyball now. And every one of them is health and fitness focused, and something I'm really proud of.
I like that, man. Yeah, because now you put something on my head too, because yesterday was my son's last basketball game. He's 9th grade. Because I've been like, okay, all season starts now, because there's a lot of stuff that he need to work on for next year, for the next level. And so my wife she asked me yesterday, she said, well, you going to be ready to start going to the gym next week? And she said, I'm going to go with you. So now you got me thinking, because I've been telling them, I'm going to go too. I'm fit to get up and go, John, man. But I tell you this, you lost me right here, man. I got to ask you this, because CJ not doing this one. I'm not climbing up mountains, bro. So have y'all actually went hiking and climbing mountains?
You can go hiking just out there in the woods. It's so nice just walking around. You don't have to do mountain climbing, just out in nature. I mean, the combination of being active and athletic with your family in nature, whether it's at the beach or just in the woods or even just taking a walk after dinner, is really powerful. Sunlight is really important to all of our health and well-being, and fresh air and oxygen and trees and squirrels and deer and whatever you got running around you. Maybe in California, you're looking out for like a mountain lion or whatever, but at least out here, out east and in the Midwest, like things are pretty chill. No bobcats chasing you down the trail. So I suggest at least get out there and take a walk after dinner when it's a little bit warmer.
Well, I'm going to have to pass on that one, John. It sounds exciting. The kid, now I am going to go to Platinum Fitness, but mountains, because I just read an article about one of them lions attacking somebody out there. I don't know if it was Colorado or somewhere or whatnot. So can't do that one. So let me ask you this one, John, man. Practical takeaways, man. What are the first steps someone listening can take this week to improve performance without burnout?
I mean, it really depends on where you are starting, right? And if you are a beginner, let's say, the most important thing you can do is to increase your time on your feet. And the best time to walk, there's two great times. One is as early in the morning as you can, because sunlight and our circadian rhythms, they're very intertwined, and our biology is really dialed in with the sun. And so if you can get out and walk around early in the morning, that's going to have a long-lasting impact on you for the day. It's going to help you sleep better at night. And then anytime after you eat, get up and walk around. Walking after you eat, it's so important. There's like a fancy medical term for it. It's called postprandial ambulation. And the reason why you want to do that is because, one, any step you take is healthy for you. And two, because when you eat, your blood sugar goes up, and when you walk around, it clears your blood sugar. And so you can solve two problems at once by walking after you eat. And if you're not doing much of anything right now, I suggest trying to work yourself up to 2 miles a day total. And that's like a half hour, right? That's like half hour, 35 minutes. And so break it up. Go for a 15-minute walk in the morning, go for a 15-minute walk after dinner, and then just kind of expand that as best you can. Any movement is better than no movement. And once you start moving, it's easy to add a little bit to it every day. And remember what we said earlier. This is all about stacking. This is not about waking up tomorrow and being like, look, I haven't taken care of myself for a while. I'm going to run a marathon. No. Your marathon is walking after dinner, is taking a 15, 20-minute stroll around the neighborhood, say hi to your neighbors, walk around, and like you will feel positive impact from that immediately. And then you just start stacking from there.
I like that. Me and my wife got to get back into that. We was doing that a couple of years ago. So I got to say, baby, let's start walking around the neighborhood. But you gave me a good point too about walking after eating too. Blood sugar getting high, everything suddenly, because a lot of times I have ate and went to sleep. And so you just given me a good point of not to be doing that. So let me ask you, John, man, what's one lesson from your own experiment that surprised you the most?
What surprised me the most? Let's see. The first thing that comes to mind is with the marathon, you got to run really fast for a long time. And I guess people's first instinct is like, okay, if I have to run fast for a long time, I guess I got to run fast in my training. Opposite is true, actually. You need to run real slow for a lot in order to run fast. You have to run slow to run fast. And so for me, the biggest change in my training cycle this time from the last marathon is that I'm mostly just running slow. And for me, my goal is like a 7-15-minute pace during the marathon. I'm running all my miles right now at like 10-minute paces, slow, jogging, something where you can talk to somebody. If I had anybody to run with at 5:30 in the morning in the middle of the dark and the freezing cold at 0 degrees, slow enough that you can talk to them as you're going. And that was a surprise to me. And now that I've been doing it for 3 months and I'm seeing the gains come fast from running slow, because when you run slow, you can run a lot. And when you run a lot, that's the key. When people run too hard, too fast, then they're tired as hell that day. They don't feel great the next day. They're like, that kind of sucked. And then they don't keep it up and you don't get the volume in that you need. That's why I said start walking. The slower you go and the more you do of it, the better. Slow and a lot is better than fast and a little.
I like that. Slow and a lot is more than fast and a little. Keep that in mind. Hey, John, man, appreciate you coming on, man. But in closing, let me ask you this. Is Rebel Health only provided one sentence of wisdom for high achievers? What would it be?
The time to be a badass grandpa is today.
I like that one, man. So, John, man, is there anything you would like to leave us with, man? Anything you would like to share with the audience before we get out of here?
No, man. I appreciate you having me on, CJ. It's been a great conversation. Excellent questions. You really challenged me to give some good answers. I appreciate that. And I guess the last thought that I would leave for people is like, it's never too late. You should have started yesterday, but if you start today, that's okay. But just get up and start moving around. In America, we have a crisis of movement. We are sedentary. And that is what's leading to the increase in obesity and diabetes and all kinds of the chronic disease that we have going on. And if you look around and you really think about it, the people that you know that aren't healthy, they're not moving. Movement is the answer to basically all your problems because it will help you physically, it will help you mentally and emotionally. And it will help your sleep and it will help so much. So just if you're going to take anything away from this, just get your ass out there and start moving around. And if you want a real system behind it, give us a call at Rebel Health Alliance.
And he said he's not hard to find. At John Goldman. He said you can find him on all social media platforms and go check him out on Twitter where he has more than 100,000 followers that's taking notes on the things that he's putting out. So, John, again, man, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show, man, giving us this insight and wisdom. Hey, you have been listening to your boy, CJ Moneyway, on the CJ Moneyway Show. Until the next time, we out of here. Peace.
You've been listening to the CJ Moneyway Show. With real stories, real lessons, and real perspective come together. Remember, move with patience, move with purpose. That is the mindset of a panther. Until next time, keep building your legacy, brick by brick by brick by brick.
Music style.
Playing mobile games and not getting rewarded for it is a thing of the past. Why haven't you switched yet? If you're going to spend the time playing, you should be earning rewards doing it. With Misplay, you play what you love and earn points for gift cards and more. Plus, you can enter the Misplay sweepstakes for your chance to win tens of thousands of dollars in cash, bundles, and gift cards every week. So yeah, keep playing games. Just maybe get rewarded for it? Download Misplay today and enter for your chance to win.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.